I'm Eshaana. I was diagnosed with hormone receptor positive breast cancer, invasive cancer in 2019 in my 20s, which is very rare. I am in survivorship. You technically are a survivor once you get diagnosed. However, I consider myself a patient because I'm in long-term treatment and endocrine therapy. My reconstruction is still going on. I'm in and out of doctors all the time. So I just have chosen patient. It's the easiest way to sort of classify myself. I'm first generation American. My parents immigrated here from India. I feel like when I was growing up, the image of breast cancer was like a 60-year-old white lady shaving her head and her doting husband there in the rear view mirror looking and it's as her rock. And it's just like this support system of gratitude and pink ribbons and this and that. And the reality of the situation is it's really not like that. I've always had huge boobs. So when I got diagnosed, everybody's first thought was, oh, Eshaana with the big tits got diagnosed with breast cancer. And you know, it was strange because they were always disproportionately larger, and but I kind of got used to that, and now that they're smaller, like they had to take out so much skin that I haven't had this size since I was a teenager, which is a little strange. It's unfortunate because I feel like around my mid-20s was when I just kind of started getting more comfortable with my body, and I think society had expanded as well, that there was like more space for people like me. I started doing more things in front of camera as an actor, comedian, model, and modeling helped me like tremendously actually, which, you know, sometimes depends, can kind of go either way. But I had just started to kind of get to that point when I got diagnosed with breast cancer. So it feels like my body got cut off and my youth got cut off before I was even able to experience it or enjoy it. A lot of my friends are starting to have kids, and you know, I think the late 20s to early 30s is already such a formative time in your life, and people are like focusing on building their career and doing this and that and fulfilling these institutions of adulthood, you know, like home ownership, financial stability, relationship status, all this. So the way I describe it is I'm trying to do all of that while also coping with this disease that's never ending and manifests as a chronic illness from phase to phase to phase. And on top of that, dealing with getting diagnosed during the pandemic. And so it's very kind of hard to parse like what is from cancer, what's from age, and what's from my meds, my treatment, and what's from the pandemic. One thing, for example, during radiation, my skin became charred. Like I looked like a rotisserie chicken. It was like there were black pieces falling in my bathtub. It literally looked like a horror movie. It was ridiculous. And you know, the pictures they would show me and like the explanation I was getting was that, oh, it's gonna be just a sunburn. And that's not what happened. Things like that. And even though I was being burnt alive, I was like, I don't care. Like I'm gonna get out there. I couldn't leave. I was stuck in an N95 anywhere, again, 6 feet apart from my family who are all in masks. So I started virtually dating a little bit. I did meet this guy who was interning in LA for the summer, and we sort of had this like Jane Austen virtual dating situation. He finally got tested, and we had this one date where we could demask. And I remember it was the first time I had touched a human. I was telling my friend, like, I don't remember, I was scared I was gonna cry if I like touched someone's skin, and I was so afraid that would happen. I would say it's actually more difficult now that I'm fully single. I mean, when you're more in the thick of it, I think you just don't care as much, and you're willing to just like talk about all of it. You're very direct. I've reached a point now where it is confusing. I mean, like I met someone the other day, and it's almost like as you get other parts of yourself back, you forget a little bit where you're like, oh wait, I have this huge thing that I'm carrying. When do I bring it up? And it comes up pretty early. I think that's what people don't understand too. It's a lot of vulnerability. And for me personally, sharing that is just, it's my life. It's mundane, it's banal. I deal with it every single day. But from the other side, hearing that can be very overwhelming, and you don't know how to navigate that. So I have a few tactics. I will say it hasn't changed the type of people I go for, because I think they would have had to deal with this before. But it is just, I don't know, it can be a little funny, honestly. I try to remember that dating should be fun no matter what. And out of all the things I have to deal with, I feel like this shouldn't cause me stress unnecessarily.
You did it.
Oh gosh.
You're officially wrapped.
I feel like I was talking like so fast.